Good afternoon. Thank you for coming today. JMO and JMO Realtors would like to introduce Flip or Flop, an exploratory data analysis on housing prices in Kings County, Washington. Let me give you an overview of what I did for the project. I looked at a handful of variables which typically increase housing prices when flipping homes. I eventually chose 4 variables from all of the variables in the dataset whose relationships to price interested me, and then I modeled them to see how they impacted house price. I did this to try and understand the data visually and analytically. I took the data, made it more accurate, and then modeled it to predict if a house would be a good investment to flip or if it may turn out to be a flop. I'm Brian Jameson of JMO and JMO Realtors. I'm a data science guru, and my expertise is in flipping homes for profit in the Kings County, Washington area. Throughout this presentation, I'll give you an overview of the methodology and the processes that I went through, and then the questions that arose from the data, and then answering those questions to provide business recommendations and next steps. A wise man once said, "Scared money don't make no money," and that wise man was me. I'm just kidding. But it's true. In this dog-eat-dog business of flipping houses, we gotta take risks, but not any risk. And with the help of my handy dandy data analysis notebook, we are only going to take smart, calculated risks. The methodology behind my project from start to finish was first, I looked at the data and tried to understand it and figure out what does the data mean. Next, I cleaned it and visualized the data to see what the data actually looks like and see what it actually tells us. Third, I modeled the housing data relationships to find where the best homes to flip are located. As I worked through my exploratory data analysis, 3 big questions arose that I wanted to answer to figure out the best way flippers could flip and not flop. First, which zip codes can I get the best bang for my buck when purchasing a house? The second question, which zip codes have the highest average house prices? And third and finally, which zip codes have the oldest houses that I could renovate? So I visualized this data to figure out the first question, which zip codes can I get the best bang for my buck when purchasing a home? Now I realize from this bar plot that 76-year-old houses have the lowest average home price. Answering the second question, which zip codes have the highest average house prices, I found out that 98039 zip code has the highest average home price out of all of the zip codes in the data. Third and finally, I answered the third question, which zip codes have the oldest houses that I could renovate? Now looking at this box plot, I found out that 98102 has the highest average house age out of all the zip codes. So what does this mean? So from our first question, we found out houses 76 years old have the lowest average price of around $290,000. And out of all of the houses, this is the only average price under $300,000. For the second question, we found out that 98039 zip code had the highest average home price. So looking at houses 76 years old in the 98039 zip code is a good place to start. Thirdly, we looked at the 98102 zip code and found out that on average, houses are between 90 and 95 years old. Very old and would be a good thing to look to flip. And these houses prices only range from about 50 to 100K. So the range is very small in these house prices. So also we can look at 90 to 95-year-old houses in the 98102 zip code to start looking at which houses to flip. So the next steps from this first initial project is I want to aggregate the data by creating a list of housing data from the zip codes I recommended in the last slide. And then I want to refine my model and try and find better relationships between these variables and try to get a better score. Thirdly, I want to create flipping data and create an entirely new data set with data only from house flippers in this area who have done this before, because this will help us validate if Kings County is the right place to flip houses or if it's looking like this is a place that might have a lot of flop potential, which we don't want. I'd love to thank you for your time and thank you for coming and hearing what I have to say. And I look forward to expanding on the knowledge I presented with you today and look forward to the next stakeholder meeting. Thank you very much and have a great day.